Hey guys, so we're back once again for another stocks by request session, and I'm mixing it up a bit for this video. As what you see in the title, we're talking about MPI, CPG, ABS, and FLI, but I wanna also attach certain news items that let's see if there's any movement from what we're seeing in the charts up against whatever is in the headlines, and let's see if it has an effect on how people perceive and how investors will see it as a bullish or either bearish news item. First up is I want to talk about MPI. As you all know, MPI owns Tollways, and part of their Tollways is they also own Cavitex. Just a quick news item for Cavitex is they're opening a 300-meter entryway from Justado Macapagal Boulevard to Cavitex. It's starting this September 14 already. So one thing that I'd like to add though before I show you the charts of MPI is basically as we start to open the economy more and more, as we move very, very far from where we were during the April 2020 lockdown, as more and more of the economy gets opened, you expect more cars to travel. More cars start traveling, then it would benefit the toll roads, the tollways. As you all know, MPI basically, or at least their tollways, benefit a lot from transactions when there's a lot of movement. Having no movement at all, you could see and it would impact the revenue that they would get from it. So for MPI, as you can see here, it's steadily starting to move up. It's starting its own counter trend as well. And if you connect all of both this together, you could see it move in this fashion. But just to reiterate further, allow me to show you the long term look for this. If you connect these two areas here, this and this, it has to escape this very, very long and very, very strong trend line before we could see that it has a legit shot of reversing up. But that being said, I'd like to point this out. These are the next support levels uh, for MPI. That being said, also, I'd like to plot this area as your particular resistance. So MPI, as you notice it here, it's starting to move up over the short term. But if you zoom in, whatever pressure that you're seeing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, here, is pretty much because already it's forming a resistance at the 3.6 level. And that's just basically what it is. So a couple of things that could possibly happen should sellers prevail for this week. Possible narrative is it goes here, 3.36 level, and then it starts to bounce up here in this resistance. But if it breaks out of this resistance, it has a bit of a narrow movement up until the 3.8 resistance level. So that's where we are for MPI from a quick trading perspective and also from a position trading standpoint. Comment below if you're learning and comment if this is something that's helping you. By the way, if you're new to this, my name is Marvin Germo. I'm a stock market trader and investor, and I have two channels in YouTube, Marvin Germo and Stock Investing Made Easy. Both channels are here to help you, to guide you, to give you principles, strategies to trade the markets with confidence. Please do note that if you're watching this for the first time, these are not stock picks, these are not stock tips. I don't give people fish, I teach people how to fish on their own. And that's the heart of this channel, to give you the confidence that you get to do it on your own. And if you like more of this, you could press the like button and the notification bell, smash it. And if there's any portion here that's unclear to you, put them in the comment section and I'll try to answer your questions as usual. So anyways, so that is what it is for MPI. Now let's continue. Another headline grabber is ABS-CBN. As you all know, ABS-CBN also over the past few years have continued its downtrend from a charting perspective. But another headline that is relevant to the company is basically the NTC requested ABS-CBN, or recalls ABS, not just requested, but they resolved to recall all of ABS-CBN's frequencies as part of them not having the franchise. So it includes all of their 23 radio stations and 42 TV stations and their 10 digital terrestrial television broadcasting stations. So they're getting everything attached relative to it. So let's look at what the charts are saying. Nothing has changed though from its long-term downward progression. So if I plot the downtrend here, this is how it looks like from a downward perspective or from a trend line perspective. From a quick trading standpoint, this is we have to zoom in to a very, very close level to see where ABS-CBN is right now. So allow me to zoom in further. So this is where ABS-CBN is. It's still below the 20-day moving average. And if I'll place a support here, a resistance here, and a support here, this is how it basically looks like from a price movement standpoint. So as you can see, you have a resistance at the 7.2 level. Uh, should the sell down continue, it's gonna just bring it here. But I don't know how big of an effect the news is in the stock. But if it goes below the 6.6 level, as you can see here, even if I zoom out, uh, that's the lowest ABS-CBN has been over this 10 or 11 year chart that I'm showing you right now. So a further breakdown from the 6.6 level may push the stock much lower for the short term. It may continue and show us more downward pressure. As you can see here, it started to break down. As it started to break down, it has moved and consolidated since July 2020. So from the end of July 2020 to where we are right now, ABS is consolidating. You have a 6.6 support level that we have to look at, and then you have your 7.2 resistance. So that's where it could probably move over the next, at least next few days. But if the news is such big of a deal, also, we might see more selling happen. But if you are a trader, just watch for the 6.6 level. If you're a position trader, it's very, very clear that the downward path for it from a trend standpoint is still pretty much there. By the way, I forgot to mention this. For those who want to send personal messages, we have three avenues. One is you can send me a DM via Instagram at Marvin Germo. We also have we started the Patreon community. For those who love this channel and want to support both of the channels, you can go to Patreon and be part of the group there. We also started a YouTube community. All of that are in the description below for everyone who wants to be part and who wants to grow with everything that I've been doing. So there. I hope you guys are learning and I hope you guys are getting this. Again, it's a Sunday, and what you can do is as a style pala, no? Keep on trying to analyze the markets while they're closed, and then by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you have a trading plan already on how you're supposed to go about your analysis. So anyways, let's continue. The next stock that I'd like to mention is CPG, Century Property Group. From Century, a news item that I'd like to mention is basically this. So CPG continues to expand its affordable housing portfolio as it completed 1,400 new projects at the first half of the year. So it's relatively good news. No, what we just need to see though also is the take up of it. It's nice that they're increasing their footprint also, but we have to see if there's really people spending and buying and getting new houses also. One thing I'd like to mention though is this: CPG made money uh, over the first half of the year. Their net income hit a low of 36, went down 36% to only 458 million, and then their consolidated revenues dropped by 25% for 4.52 billion pesos. So from a chart perspective, just to make it very, very simple for all of you, support, support, resistance, resistance. Currently, CPG is at the resistance. If it breaks out from the 0.37 level, possible upside is you could see it go up and move to the zero point 0.4 level. So please, if you'll allow me to measure this, 0.37 to zero point 0.4 is an 8.1% upside. But if it fails to hold this level, it could retrace to as close to the 20-day moving average, or it could drop further around 8.1% close to the 0.34 support level. Failure to hold the 0.34 support level could bring it further to the 0.32 support level. So those are the current support levels for CPG, 0.34 and 0.32. Their current resistance is at 0.37. Failure to break out from the 0.37 level may make it go to either the 20-day moving average, the 0.34 support, or the 0.32 support level. Breakout from 0.37 could bring it to the zero point 0.4 level. Lastly, I want to talk about Philinvest, another property stock. Philinvest concludes 200 million bond issuance. So this has been a prevailing theme, no, for a lot of the companies here, since interest rates are very, very low. since interest rates are very very low, a lot of the companies in that are listed uh, are trying to take advantage of it. They're trying to somehow, some way weave their way through the low interest rate scenario. Meaning, since mura humiram, hihiram sila kasi it's easier for them para mabawi yun. So, if they borrow low, even in large quantities, it's easier for them to be able to recoup it because the interest rate is not so high. So here are the support and resistance levels for FDC. It's very, very clear now. So by the way, the news item that I just wanted to clarify this, the news item that I mentioned wasn't for FLI. This is for FDC. It's their conglomerate. I'm not talking about FLI, their property development arm, but FDC, uh, their holding company for a lot of their other businesses. So this one, I just want to mention also that it's a US denominated bond. So they're trying to tap the they're trying to tap international markets for this. And uh, the 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 bonds hit a 4.1250 payable semi-annual coupon. So that it is what it is for FTC. So that's where we are. Please just take note of this: 9.71 as the resistance. That's relatively higher. Then you have 9.07. Then your support ranges are 7.63 and 6.45. So there. I think just to add further, you could expect that there will be more and more companies trying to borrow, especially as interest rates are low. It's a good way for them to strengthen their balance sheets and strengthen their cash position in order for them also to be able to navigate through this new normal. So I think it's what makes it a bit interesting over the next few days and months to see how they use that cash in order for them to stay alive and stay afloat even in this new normal. So there, I hope you guys got a lot from this. In the description below also, I have other things that playlists about technicals and fundamental analysis. I also have books below from the basics, fundamentals, and technicals of the stock market. So I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this is something that added value and content to all of you. And I guess that's it. Put whatever questions that you have. We'll try to make videos on top of that as well. If you have not seen it yet, also posted a video around 8 today talking about the PERA uh, program that the government has. So that's it for now. Marvin Germo. Have a happy weekend ahead, and I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.